Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to episode 2 of the Barn Theaters Together Again, featuring the cast of 2012's I Love You, You're Perfect, Now Change. I'm Shannon Phillips, your host, and I'm gonna let everyone introduce themselves. Go ahead, Lauren.
I'm Lauren Grove-Tisa, or Cookie, and I directed.
Jeff?
I am Jeff Knapp. I was sound design and slide implementation.
Nick?
I am Nick Marmo, and I produced the show as well as took care of lighting design.
Brandon?
I'm Brandon Firmalt, and I was man number 1.
Michael?
My name is Michael Campbell, and I was man number 2.
Alex?
I'm Alex Lasky, and I was backstage.
Julie?
I'm Julie Gallup. I was the stage manager on the production.
Sam?
I am Samantha Kaplan. I was woman number 1.
And I'm Shannon Phillips, and I was woman number 2. Okay, so we are going to start by talking to our amazing director, Lauren Grove-Tisa, aka Cookie. Is there anything you want to share about the show, why you chose it, casting, etc.?
Sure. Hello to everyone, by the way. So lovely to see everybody. Basically with I Love You, we, the Barn knew kind of we wanted to do a smaller musical, and I had just directed before a show that was small, so I wanted to kind of keep it small, but I did want to do a musical. And so we landed on I Love You, Perfect, Now Change. I have a somewhat a connection with it. A friend of mine is the general operations manager of the West Side Theater where it was originally produced. So we thought with that, we kind of had an outlet to do the show and get some inside tips and tricks and everything. And Terry was a great help. And then when Nick, our lovely producer, and I were talking about it, we had, we wanted to keep it very small, simplicity. I'm a very simple director, nothing crazy, simple set. We just wanted people that we knew that would mesh well together, and that was the most important thing, how well the characters mesh together, because they would have to play so many different characters in different combinations. And a big thing was going to be the design. We really wanted to implement sound and lighting and multimedia and it all be coherent and cohesive. And you can see in Jeff's background is actually one of the test pictures I think we took of the background of using colors that not only were just the backstage on the site, but it was also in the slides. And that is a big ups to Anthony Rubalata, who was our slide design, who taught me more about color and everything that I'll ever need to know in my life about the slides. And he worked with Nick to make sure that his lighting design reflected. So every slide, the color scheme is the color scheme that you see throughout the whole section of that piece. The biggest thing that I think that we came away with it was as simple as we were really helped us, because Jack Bender, our amazing musical director, we knew that we only wanted, it's piano and one other instrument, and then they would be featured on the stage the whole time. And then casting, we didn't get a very big turnout for auditions. And I think it's just the title of the show. I don't know what happened. It happens. I don't take it personally. But we had some amazing finds through other people, and some people auditioned and some people didn't necessarily audition, but we called them in, and it was like, as soon as we heard them singing, we were like, that's it. These are our 4 people. And ironically, Brandon and Samantha worked in a show together and they didn't kind of realize it. Well, Brandon realized it, but maybe Samantha didn't.
No, neither of us really.
Well, no, not that it was Sam, but we worked on Nick and I worked, and Jack worked on a production of Wedding Singer in Bloomfield. And Brandon played guitar for us, and Samantha was one of our actresses. So it was kind of nice having this somewhat little reunion. And then a hurricane hit, and we lost power. How many days was it total?
A whole week, a literal week.
It was like a week, right? It was like 8
before
days or
tech week.
something.
Yeah,
it was our whole tech week.
It was the week
And
before
we
that.
finally got power back on, and the Wednesday of the tech, when we finally were able to do it, we had that wicked snowstorm.
Oh my
that
God.
knocked
That's
out
right.
everything.
Mhm.
Right,
So we lost our invited
dress.
dress, we lost our tech week, and for some reason, we had a piano that we rented, and for some reason, I can remember this conversation I had with Nick and Jack. I was like, why don't we just get the piano early? Like, wouldn't it be fun to have like a grand piano like at the theater? And we're like, oh, but money and this. And we're like, we didn't spend any money on the show. It's literally like brown spike tape and, you know, paint that we already have. And we got the piano early, and thank God we did, because we wouldn't have had a piano if we didn't get it a week early.
Yeah.
But in that week that we lost, the crew really stepped up, and we did things in the daylight with what light we had, even in dark. Like, we did as much as we could in that time, losing an entire tech week. And thankfully, the music was piano and violin, so it wasn't like we needed any electricity for that. But I really, if it wasn't for the production team that we did have, the production would have been absolutely lost. So I thank you guys for that. And I thank everyone involved in that. And I don't want to keep rambling. I want to talk to other people. We're small, but we're mighty. And that's always what's been with this production.
So for the next part, if anyone has any funny stories or memories of the show that they would like to share, now would be the time to do that. No? Okay, we'll move on. No.
Okay. Here's a funny story. Alex came in to help us. How did we ask you to come in, or were you here and you helped us? I don't remember exactly what happened.
So I don't remember why. I had already moved to Arizona at that point, where I'm not in Arizona anymore, but I was at the time. And I think I had texted you or called you and said, hey, I'm going to be coming out for this amount of time. And you're like, oh, wow, that's perfect, because I'm directing a show and I could really use your help backstage. So I think it just ended up working out that I happened to be there that weekend. And you roped me into working backstage, which I will always. No, like always do that for you, because it's so much.
Oh my gosh. Were you just coming to see it and I got you at the show to do it? Because you didn't have shoes. What happened with the, like?
I think, oh, that's right. You didn't have shoes.
I didn't have shoes.
You didn't have shoes, and your socks had like white on them for some reason. You were coming from work, or something happened where it was like last minute and you ended up working backstage too, or something happened, and I'm like, wait, we have tape somewhere, and I ended up gaff taping your feet so that your feet looked black, and we were still good.
And we were using Nick's couch, I remember, as our main set piece.
Mm-hmm.
And no, yeah, I think that's what it was. I think you were like, had come, and I was like, hey, can you just help us, our normal crew members? Because we kept the same 2 crew members each time. It would like try to keep it really small. And then, no, that was great. And I think that's what it really was. Like, you called someone and they were like, yes, we'll help you. You know, and that's what I really loved about this production. And the 4 of you, and Julie, you also worked on Wedding Singer, but you weren't working on it. You were in it.
Yeah.
So that was another thing. And that's how I got you to stage manage, because she was in Wedding Singer, and I was like, hey, do you want to stage manage a show at the barn? And you're like, oh, I don't know if I can. I was like, great.
And she was awesome.
Oh,
she was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I was a little nervous, honestly, with that role, but you guys made it so easy. Like, it was just such a fun group to be a part of, and like the 4 actors, I'm blown away by the amount of talent and switching from character to character within minutes, and it was just
seconds.
Yeah, seconds.
Those quick changes were
oh my god,
insane.
Sam and I having to get in like full tux and wedding dress in 15 seconds while other people are putting our clothes on. It was a blur.
Yeah, those changes were aggressive, actually, now that I remember.
yeah.
Did you guys ever go downstairs?
Nope. I didn't.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys had time.
No, I think you're probably
half of
right.
my costumes were on one side of the stage, half of my costumes were on
Yep.
the other side, and it was just like this the entire show.
Yep.
I mean, I think I just had to like take the clothes off at one point and then put on a creepy mustache and like an old bathrobe. I miss that mustache very much.
I still have the tray from the creepy mustache section. Like, I've kept a lot of things that we've used. Unfortunately, Papa Smurf, R.I.P. Papa, our Papa Smurf, he's no longer with us. But Matilda P. Bird his wife, is still with us, always
Do
and
you ever
forever.
remarry? I have to ask.
Yes. Did Matilda remarry?
Yes.
No, her husband is dead. She will never love again.
Oh my God.
Vicky, I feel like you need to dress her for mourning.
I know, she's just
Black
like
girl.
constantly like,
He needs a
Papa.
crowd. Yeah.
But really, I think it was the collaboration of the actors. I kind of just let you guys hang out, like, do your thing, find out about each other, you know, become friends if you weren't friends already, mesh together, because I think that's the only way that this worked. And I think, I mean, I've talked with Nick a lot, like, we always stepped in shit when it came with you guys. Like, it was effortless with you guys. Anything that we asked you to do, you were like, fine, let's do it. Doesn't matter. Let's do it. And that was great. I don't think we asked you to do something too crazy.
No.
Just get in
I
your
hadn't
underwear,
even-
pretend to have sex, and have Shannon pop up between
Pop
your
up
crotches.
from a trapdoor.
That's
There
There's
I
nothing
was
wrong
in
with
a
that.
prison jumpsuit, you know, in a hairnet,
Mm.
like yelling at everyone.
how many MF bombs can we drop? All of them.
I thought for sure you were going to pull me back. At some point, you're going to be like, that's too much. Come back. Come back to shore. Don't go out to sea. Come back to New Jersey. But no.
So I was like, how far can we let him go? It was like, Nick, how far can we let Michael go?
That was how Lauren took the whole process. I remember, like, before when we were closed for the after the hurricane, you went to, I think, Norcosco for the afternoon and just tried on costumes. You were alone by yourself and you kept sending me pictures and you were like, what do you think of this one? And you were in the costumes. And they're not supposed to let people back in by all the costumes, but she was just like, I'm just going to go. And every 15 minutes, it was another picture. She was like, what do you think about this for Shannon? And then what do you think about this? And then it just...
And then or it was like a tiny hat picture.
All day, like costume choices we would never use, but that's how the whole process went. She just kind of...
On the flip phone, because I remember having the flip phone at one point, and Vicky, who worked there, she would just let me go in the back. And I'm like, is orange jumpsuit, is that just cheesy? Do they wear orange jumpsuits? Which one should we get? What should we do? And then we did a lot for Bridesmaid. We went through a lot for you for Bridesmaid.
Oh yeah, I remember like the first version of that involved like guns. And chaps.
I was like, guns and chaps. I think there's a picture of me in it, like with the hat.
Yes, I have it somewhere.
Oh my God.
I remember trying on that version of the costume and being like, I don't think so. And the next day, you sent me a picture of you in the big pink dress. And you were like, what do you think about this? And I was like, yeah, that's it. For sure.
I think half of the first one with you and Sam's costumes were my clothes. I think I was just like, I don't know, wear this.
No, and one of the dresses, you're like, just keep it. I don't wear it. I was like, okay, I will. I like it.
I was like, why do I have a dress? You wear this.
Oh yeah, my dress for the opening was your dress.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It was a great dress.
Mine
Weren't we
too.
all in robes
No, literally,
for that?
Shannon, my opening dress too was
Yeah,
Vicky's dress.
it was the opening was my dresses.
Oh, okay.
Not yours, Michael. I didn't.
Oh, okay. No, not that dress.
Not that dress.
Oh, okay.
While the
pregame bit.
crew was working during Hurricane Sandy, just a fun story about the cast. We were all separate from each other, but there was like a very intense group text for those like 5 days that was mostly just memes.
Moose. Yeah, memes.
Yeah, that's
The
it.
monkfish memes.
That was it. We were just making memes and sending them to each other for like hours at a time. And
I think that did it. I think that helped.
yeah, like
1000%.
I think we were already like a pretty good group, but being separated for those 5 days, I think we became even closer than before. So that was, God bless
that's
Hurricane
fantastic.
Sandy? No, not at all.
Well, I mean, it really showed that if you rehearse properly beforehand,
Right.
you stick to your schedule. Like, we were ready. I don't think, did anyone feel unready?
Yeah.
Even Jeff? Jeff? You felt, yours is a little different.
I remember getting calls from the theater saying, so do we have to push back the show? Are they going to be ready? And I remember, like, you know, holding the phone up and being like, Lauren, we're going to be ready? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, sure, we'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? And they're like, okay. I'm like, oh, God.
I think I was fine until the Wednesday snowstorm. Because I do remember, and I mean, my memory is trash, but I do remember having like an existential crisis and just sitting outside in the snow for like 20
And you
minutes.
canceled rehearsal that night, didn't you, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were supposed to have rehearsal because I remember I was in my car on the way to the barn and you called me and were like, don't come. We're not doing it.
There's no way.
And wait, Brandon, were you already
There's no
on your
way.
way? Is that why? Because I think I remember needing extra time to rehearse, and Brandon came to my house and we ran scenes. But I don't remember if he was already on the way, if that's why we did that, or if it was like, we just need to do this because we have 0 more rehearsals and we need to do this now.
I hadn't done a show since high school, and I was scared, so scared to get on stage again. I had no clue what I was doing and just trying to keep up with the rest of you. So, any chance to run lines, I was going to take.
Fair.
How far were you along in the process, Jeff, with sounds and stuff? Because we didn't have that many, right? We had...
No, the sound was easy. There was like the jail door and some phones or whatever. No, it was all the projections because the way the computers talked to the monitors, Anthony had to resize everything for like anamorphic. So the images would come in shrunken, and then they would stretch out when they got onto the monitor. And we had live video for Rose Ritz, which always scared me to death.
Right.
And that worked okay. But it was that, and then it was just like I was just being all hands. So like we were there watching movies, painting the deck black. You know, when was that? That was late in the process, right? We watched Goodfellas and we watched Help.
Yeah.
And the other Hard Day's Night. So that was it was more just me wanting to help and get the production up. Once we worked all the video out, which wasn't horrible, you know, and we got everything matched because we also had transitions in each scene where the slide would switch. It was either at the top of the scene or in the middle of the scene, where it would kind of just the background would just shift. You know, so like where my pictures are red on the top, blue on the bottom, it ended up like blue on the top, red on the bottom or something.
With every light change, I think it switched, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we programmed the show, we would design each scene, and then we'd run out and call AR and tell him what colors we did, and then he would design the set and text us a picture, design the projection, text us a picture. We'd look at it and go, yeah, that's close. Yeah, that'll work. But then once we got it on stage, we kept tweaking things, and we threw out a couple of scenes we designed in tech, and then he would have to send the updated graphics. So right up until the very end, we were modifying projections to match what we were doing.
And then it was also about position, because those monitors were heavy as hell. And then for every seat to be able to see what was on it, because it was just the name of the scene. I mean, we weren't, giving away plot points.
Well, we had some pictures in one of the scenes. We had pictures of the twins.
Because we had the baby Gilger.
Oh, yes.
In various
Steve Jr.
adventures.
Someone Jr.
Oh, it was Steve and Aaron's twins, the kids.
March. What was the name? I don't remember.
I think the biggest feat was and my thing was getting Rose Ritz right. Because if we got Rose Ritz right, I think we had something that the barn really hadn't done before. Having the actress face off stage into a live camera while projecting her as big as we possibly can on the back.
Just like that.
Just like that. Can you get like more into the camera? Can you just get right into the camera? It looks very funny. And like I remember there were parts where you would like try to try to catch yourself, and like, you know, you won't be able to see yourself. But, you know, as an actor, that would scare the crap out of me to, you know, you're just talking into a camera and you're hoping that it works. And then did we have a contingency if it didn't run? Would she just turn?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it.
How would we tell her, just face the audience? It's not working.
Well, I could have
Like
seen
that.
off stage, so someone could have been like,
Pivot! Pivot!
And then I think also just the beauty of, I mean, the elephant in the room is, you know, we have two people who, you know, we followed their story as woman 1 and woman 2 throughout the show. And then it happened in real life.
Wait, woman 1 and
Woman
woman
one.
2?
Woman 1 and woman 2?
Woman 1 and man 1.
You're so progressive.
That's also true.
Wait a minute. That's not right.
true.
A lot has
True on both
changed.
accounts.
Woman 1 and man 1. You
Yeah.
know, they
We made a human 1.5.
you did. Yay. So that's always lovely, having people who, you know, meet during a show and fall in love and get married and have
Well,
babies.
First get married, 3 times a week for 4 weeks, and then get married in real life.
I mean, it's like we already did it, like, 10 times. Like, just get married. It'll be
Let's
fun.
just do it already. Come on.
Do it.
Might as well.
Might as
I
well.
just think it's awesome that for a show like for us backstage with so many costume changes and on stage all the time, I don't remember there being any issues. Like there was never a time where like someone didn't make it on stage, or it just always worked.
Wait a second.
Well,
I
Except
never
for that one time.
Right.
Julie ran a very tight ship backstage. As a stage manager myself, it's hard for me to relinquish those duties to somebody else, but I trusted Julie and I knew she'd do a great job. So even things like, hey, Alex, I know you're coming to see the show or whatever, you want to do stage crew now, and I'm going to do stage crew, or if Tom is doing or whoever's doing it comes in, it was so well choreographed that anyone who came in was able to just jump in if we needed them. And that's for Julie. I mean, she did a great job back there.
Yeah.
All the props, we didn't have a prop runner. We didn't have a costume runner. We didn't have dressers. We didn't have, all the things that you would have normally, hopefully on a musical, because we were like, man, we'll do it ourselves.
We're scrappy. We'll do it ourselves.
Fine. We don't need you guys.
Wasn't there 1 or 2 times, Brandon, where we would jump on for the beginning of the pizzeria number, and your mustache would just explode? just one side would stick and the other side would just like this.
I could not with you two with the pizza delivery. That whole scene, she loves me. Like
He called me.
He called me. I don't even know the things anymore. He called me. Between like the dropping of the pedals and, the sound cues and you guys popping in and Shannon making it all the way around and doing this. And it's just like, it was hysterical. And I was like, can we actually have them come out as like Mario and Luigi, like in these awful mustaches? I think that's at that point we were like, we're not trying to do any of this in reality. There's no way that.
Our synchronized tango steps, Michael. Perfect.
Yeah, we had.
Oh, those were the days. And in the rest.
What were your guys' favorite? What were your favorite guys' scenes to do as actors?
Oh, what was the one? So I messed up the lines I branded the lines. So if they rhyme, I will often.
Oh,
just
shouldn't I be
assume
less in love? Is that the one you're talking about?
Where I had the underwear outside.
No,
singing
that was
No.
us as parents. Oh, what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the tango,
we're
right?
married,
Oh, the
we're gonna have
tango.
sex, that one.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
That we had a hard time with that one. That was hard in rehearsals for us.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Shannon,
But like costume wise, that was a literal nightmare for
That
you
was
guys.
thank you.
yeah,
you had
with
no
the
time.
underwear and Woof.
I actually had a couple. In waiting, I got to sleep through that whole scene. Nope, like no one ever told me to get off stage. So like there I was sleeping on that couch.
That's
right.
right.
Right before the end of the show, and you guys are like working your butts off, like doing like Brandon's coming on with the bags, and you know there's all this like nonsense going on stage. I'm like,
And you were just there.
like just getting my brain ready for the end of the show, which I really love doing. I Love You, You're Perfect Now, Change the whole song.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it really capped the show off. But that car number, I really loved.
Yes.
The car was the best.
Oh my
Still,
God.
those chairs still in use. We've rented them out to so many productions. They're box office chairs. They're like every office chair that we've used has been the I Love You chairs.
I got the.
That was so hard to
I'll
choreograph
take
because
a
of our
moose cake
floor.
on my lap.
The floor was uneven. Getting you guys just to like go as like a team across.
And at the end,
Oh.
when everybody was off stage and it was just me, and the longer I stood there saying nothing, just staring after you guys argue as you left, Jen,
Oh.
and then do the lines and get off stage.
That was like what audience members would say. They're like, oh my God, I do that with my kids. That's how I feel. That's, blah, blah, blah. It's such a cute little show. And I don't think people, do it enough. We should do it again.
I'm in.
Yeah, let's do it again. Right now.
Invite.
We have what we
Does anyone
need.
else have any other stories or memories they want to share?
I mean, two of my highlights. I loved Studin' a Babe. That song was a hoot.
Yes.
And I loved the Trentel Scared Straight scene. That will never die.
There's that one word that will always be plural for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely.
It's not a PG-13 video. We can say it. You dickheads.
Dickhead. It's just the way you pronounced it. I don't know what it was, or like, I don't even think you were trying to do anything. You were just
So
saying you
hard
dickhead.
to not die during that.
You dickheads! Like,
And then it's just become like the nice way that everyone, greets each other.
It was a term of endearment.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
you guys are such great dickheads. Like the sending.
For me, one of the things was the opening of Act 2 was Jack improvising the opening of the act. Just, it was a different piece of music every night. And I thought that was fantastic.
Didn't he always work in some ugly bit of music on purpose?
Yeah, it's Shadow Games. It's
okay.
something that has been going on since the mid to late 90s. When Jeff and I did the promo for the trivia event, we actually snuck it in there as well. It's just an Easter egg that goes in everything. But it's like this beautiful, like, grand thing. I was like, just go for like a minute or so, and then it would just like be like slightly in there somehow. And then I never knew like when it was done. And we would just kind of be like, waiting, and then he would just kind of like then get into the real music, and everyone's like, okay, go. And I loved them in their orchestra blacks, the way that they looked in their orchestra, but then
And they're Chuck Taylors.
Chuck Taylors, yep. It's like, it was so wonderful.
It was
And we
so
had
perfect. Everything was
Flora,
perfect.
our main violinist, and no, it was great. It was just very contained, and I really appreciated that I felt like if we needed to, we could have just picked up this entire production and just go to somewhere else and drop it, and it would be just the same. But for me, one of the absolute highlights was the tennis.
Oh, what was that
Brandon and
called?
Samantha, and I can't remember what it was called right now.
I will be loved. You will be loved.
Well, that was the song, but I forget what the scene was called.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, wait, that was a great story. I totally threw the tennis ball and hit him in the nuts.
You made me straighten the beams. It was wonderful.
Oh, that was funny.
I think you were just concerned the whole time. I don't want it to go in the audience. I don't want it to go in the audience.
Right.
It's like, not shot.
Sorry, Bran. Hey, they still
No,
work though,
thank
so there's that.
Oh my god. All right, so let's just do a quick around the room of what everyone is up to now, since it has been almost 8 years since we did that show. Cookie, go ahead. What are you up to now?
Like right this moment now. Well, I'm the box office manager for the Barn. Still doing stuff at the theater. Doing stuff outside of theater. Just I don't know really, just still working, trying to, educate and put on musicals in a time and shows in a time where theater is very strange right now. Our high school is going to be doing some outdoor theater for our fall play, which is nice. And everyone's freaking out about it and everything. I'm like, we're fine. Short amount of time, fine. Been through it, done it. Don't worry about it. And just, when everything gets back to normal, just gonna try to get back into it, doing some more directing and things like that, more stage managing.
Awesome. Jeff, what about you?
What about me? I am still designing sound at the Barn. I am still membership director at the Barn. I am still a small business owner in the state of New Jersey, also at the Barn. I'm resident sound designer for a couple theaters, for Dreamcatcher Rep and Summit, and Shadowland Theater in Ellenville, Shadowland Stages now in Ellenville. That's basically what I'm doing, and I'm kind of enjoying the pandemic break, which feels like sacrilege to say, but I kind of don't miss rushing to rehearsals right now. But I've done a little Zoom theater, I've done a little writing, so I'm still keeping a little busy.
Cool. Nick?
So let's see. So when we did I Love You, I had just started at Morristown Baird. So I'm now in my 9th year there. I took a little bit of a break from the Barn, but actually I'm back there now working on designing a house hang for the theater, for the stage lighting equipment, to hopefully make it easier for designers to come in when we eventually start producing again.
Awesome. Brandon?
I'm still teaching music in Elizabeth, public school music teacher. I really don't get on stage anymore, but I've been building sets for the past 5 years for a few local high schools and community theaters. I found out last week I got rid of social media, but apparently I'm nominated for a Perry, so that's exciting. For Jeff.
Ooh.
So is Nick.
Hey!
Cool.
Yeah. And Cookie and Nick were hanging out with me while we were figuring all of that set out. That was dope. And new parent. Just had a baby with one of the cast members of I Love You, Perfect Now Change. That was pretty cool.
Congrats, Michael and Brandon.
Man 1 and man 2, congratulations.
Well, because woman 1 and woman 2.
Right.
So.
Girls' room.
Michael, what about you?
I'm having a baby.
Wait, that means everyone in the news team will be a parent now.
All be
That's
parents
right.
very soon. Yeah.
They changed what school I'm teaching at. So I was teaching mathematics at a Union City High School, but they opened up a STEM academy, and I'm teaching physics over there now, which was crazy when I was teaching there, but now it's a little bit simpler. In the meantime, I wrote a musical and then wrote another musical, and put the second one up on Spotify, and was really just so proud of the work that we were able to do, because we mounted the show over at Montclair State University. They gave us the freedom to use the kids, and the kids came with us to the recording studio, and we put the whole thing together. And Gonzo, my writing partner, put the whole thing on, and it made like just a little bit of money, not a lot of money, but like it was just so cool to like make art and then have people like say, yes, thank you, I'll tell you that I like this with dollars. And over the quarantine just been writing more and working more and trying to keep in the theater as much as I possibly can.
Awesome. Alex.
I mean, I haven't helped out backstage in quite some time. So when I did this production, I was actually living in Arizona at the time, working as a mental health counselor. And a couple years ago now, actually, I moved to Connecticut. So I live in West Haven now, and I have a couple of jobs. So I work as a director for a behavioral health agency. And then I also just got a recent gig working for, I say gig, like I'm a musician.
I love that he called it a gig.
It never dies, guys. It never dies. I work on the weekends for Yale University, actually, as a per diem mental health counselor at a detention center for kids. So that's exciting, I guess. No, I mean, Lauren, anytime you need more backstage help, I'm only a couple hours.
Yes.
I will drive down for you.
Yes, Rocket Dog. That's gonna be awesome.
Julie.
All right, Barn. Next season, we'll do another show. We'll just get everyone back together.
Yeah, I might end up sleeping on your couch, but I will totally be there for you.
I love you, Alex. Thank you.
Go ahead, Julie.
Haven't worked on a show since I Love You, You're Perfect. I really miss being involved in a show, but I've been seeing a lot of theater before quarantine. I earned my master's in 2015, and then I work at a college with students with disabilities, which I really enjoy.
Awesome. Samantha.
I've done a bunch of shows since I Love You, You're Perfect, so that's fun, but not in a while since Man One and I made Baby One. But yeah, so that, we're gonna echo. So
we're gonna echo. Oh, hey. Oh, no.
I turned my mic off.
It doesn't matter. It's also the speaker. You gotta turn down the
Now
speaker.
it's all off.
There you go. Hi.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that happened. Marriage for real, baby. And yeah, so that's my life now until the next couple months. And I'd love to do a show again at some point when life is normal. But yeah, that's my life.
Cool. I guess that's me. So
Yes.
I am a baker, and I have a small company of my own, and I also am the head baker for a market down in Point Pleasant called Loveland Town Grocery. I'm also the hospitality director at the barn. My last show on stage was Annie, and I found out I was pregnant during Annie, so I had the first news team baby, and she will be 2 in December. I was in a show that closed the day before New Jersey shut down for the pandemic. So
Well, that's right.
we got the whole run in, which was fun. And other than that, right now, I'm actually doing some voice acting for a podcast. So
Yes.
I'll put some info up about that as we get close to release, but it's horror fiction. So
Shannon, you reminded me one interesting thing that I did, because mom brain is bad. But I did one show before the shutdown. It was Baby the Musical, in which the other 2 lead characters are actually pregnant, and I played the not pregnant one while pregnant. So that was fun.
Nice. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me. So yeah.
And you're also putting together all of these amazing casts.
And I'm also
Ian.
putting together the Barn Theaters Together Again series, which we are currently in the middle of filming right now. While we do our virtual program. Yeah, so that's that. This has been great, guys. Does anyone else have anything they want to say before we wrap up? I know there's lots of baby things that need to be tended to, and soon to be baby things. And it's also almost 8 o'clock, which is so late.
I just want to say personally thank you to everybody. This was a really, really great, amazing experience as a director and just as a friend, and being able to work with my friends. I think it's great when you can work with your friends and you can know and you can trust, and that your relationship personally won't be affected. Because the amount of arguments that Nick and I have had about more sex lights, I want more sex lights during, you know, everything, and don't need more sex lights. And it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You know, it's like you get into these weird little things, but we love each other so much that we only want what's best for the show. And I think with this cast and crew, no matter if it's someone coming in from Arizona last minute, willing to jump on stage, backstage, not knowing the show at all, and help out, or if it's someone that you've been working with, you know, for the past 15 years that you've been at the theater, it's just, it all clicked, and it helped my confidence as a director grow, and it helped my like establishment at the theater that like, okay, you know, art wasn't just a fluke because it was like these, you know, small production, that it's like, it's something that, you know, that can be, and that you can be trusted that you're going to put on a really great product. But for me, what's more important is the relationships that were established and formed. And to this day, y'all are still sending memes to each other, and we're still doing all this stuff. And so I wanted to thank you guys for all of that, because you guys helped with that.
I don't know that there's a lot of I don't know that there's a lot of casts out there that
Growing up dysfunction.
8 years later still feel like we're still doing the show. And that's kind of how it feels for the four of us and for all of us, that like this was such an important and special experience for all of us. And
when I hear the word waiting, the only thing I hear in my head is waiting. Waiting.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, it was great. So yeah, thank you everyone for being here, and
thank you for putting it together.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sad
thanks for
that we
having
didn't
us.
get to see Jack.
I know, Jack.
Look at him and his luscious adagios.
Jeff right now?
He said 2 days ago that he was gonna be on here, so we're gonna hold him accountable to this. And Ashley actually had something come up like a couple of hours ago, so she was
Our lovely
darn.
intern Ashley, who is now Mrs. Intern.
married.
She's married.
Now married.
Yes. Married.
Speak of weird funny things. So Nick and I took I almost said field trip. We took a road trip down to Florida, and it was like, where did we leave from? An Applebee's.
It was an Applebee's in Riverdale.
In Riverdale. And we were like, you know, okay, we're going, here we go. And we're sitting there, and we turn around, we're like, intern? And then she was just like randomly there. So like it was like a good sign that we saw
she came
her.
with you guys on the road trip.
Yeah, we packed her up and we took her to Florida. So it was like a nice little, you know, and then I think we reminisced about I love you at that point. So it was like really, really nice that,
Awesome.
you know, but I can't believe she's married.
I know, seriously, that's weird, because she was like 12 during the show. So I guess she could be married now, realistically. Anyway,
I also don't think she was 12. I don't think
this is all getting edited out. So yeah, thanks guys for doing this. And everyone stay safe and healthy. And Michael, good luck in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah.
Shannon, get your swimmies. This meat won't deliver itself.
I don't remember what that's about. I don't.
Working at the meat company.
I got a couple of. I got just one of. Just one of Sam. It's
Great.
interest first.
You threatened to play Rose Ritz like a threat. Like, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the whole thing.
I mean, those pictures are interspersed with all these pictures of like the hurricane, and I got trapped one day in Arkansas and I missed a rehearsal because I was at a wedding and they canceled my flight. But then there's like this, like what? I don't like.
I have no idea what that means.
I love that you've saved them for 8 years. So that's
No,
the best part.
saving is not the same as not deleting. So
That is true.
Well, and there were ones of Michael and Brandon on the bus stop waiting.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
waiting.
yeah.
The
Eating
waiting.
McDonald's.
That made
just-
it to a BuzzFeed article, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
picture was in a BuzzFeed article about
famous.
waiting for buses or something.
I think it was NJ Transit, wasn't it? Like there was something going on with NJ Transit.
Yes, because the transits were lousy, and it was something about waiting.
Pictures of people waiting for buses and trains, and they were one of the pictures. I think.
Fake bus stop.
Something like that. It was
And our
some kind of
fake bus
listicle.
stop.
That is Cracker Jack reporting, guys.
Hey, it's the news team. So they wouldn't be able to really. I mean, this show is dated. Like you have to kind of, right? Like if you were to do the show again, you can't update it because it's like the landline of the one thing about being called. I don't know. Like I was thinking, like with this
And video
kind of show,
dating is very dated.
video
Yeah.
dating is the hardest.
Video dating.
Yeah.
Oh, you could change that to like farmers only, I'm sure.
Farmers.
That's a thing, right? Don't make fun of me.
Why did you go to farmers only?
I don't know.
Michael has an account on Farmers Only.
Because that's how I want Rose Ritz to be done. Like that's
Oh,
how
through farmers only.
through with that hat and the pitchfork. That's how I want Rose Ritz done.
Or overalls.
Yes, that's right. I'm
Well,
50.
I'm at the BuzzFeed. Article. You were memed. It says, if you see something, say something. Thank you for riding New Jersey Transit. And it's you and Brandon on the bench.
What?
I will put it in the chat.
Why? I think more like the Batman and Desiree giving Batman the finger would be more of a see something, say something one. But like just them sitting there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
amazing.
Michael's eating a McDonald's bag. Brendan's got a cup.
Eating a McDonald's
Brandon's gonna
bag. Michael.
I needed the fiber. Leave me alone.
Oh my god.
I
Wow.
miss you guys.
Yeah,
I miss you guys so
me
much.
Let's do a show. Let's do a show soon.
Yeah. Let's do a reunion.
Do anything soon.
Yeah, true.
Seriously.
Let's make our kids do a show soon.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's gonna be
How
fun.
cute would that be?
We'll make them do baby, and it'll be weird and fun.
Well, no, now, Michael, you need to have a boy, and then someone else needs to have a boy, and then we could have, I Love You, Perfect, the kids edition. Kids! With a Z. For kids!
Okay,
They
they
might
can-
need to tone down the MFers a little bit for the kids.
The junior show?
There it is.
that's yep.
Like-
That's I don't. Who did that?
I have no idea.
But it's
Mine
like
just
not even a
went
bus
down.
stop, it's like a bus. Hello,
Wait.
one.
She is.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at those lips. Are you serious with that baby?
Oh. Oh my god.
Oh.
Really tired.
Yeah, we should probably rock her to bed soon.
Yeah, that's the best I can do. Mine's asleep. And you can't really see her. So, yeah, there she is. There's her
no,
butt.
it's good. It looks like Paranormal Activity.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up so that babies can go to bed and things of that nature. But this has been awesome. Thank you so much. I miss all of you. And I'm really glad we got to do this. Yay.
I love you. You're perfect. Don't ever change.
Ah.
Never change.
Oh. All right. And
Man?
Are we out? Are we
video
good?
ended. Yeah, video's done, and I'm leaving. So bye-bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye, guys.